Shalom, call on y'all, but I'm sure. Shalom to the left. Now, I just want to make a quick little video going in on how the powers that be, they know about these scriptures, but they don't understand them fully. The Most High put the spirit on certain men to actually understand these scriptures fully. Now, they're aware of who Esau is. They know the descendants of Esau. They know the descendants of Jacob, also known as Israel. So when you hear these leaders quote these scriptures and stuff, you best believe they know about the book of Deuteronomy and the book of Exodus and all the different books and stuff like that, the Apocrypha. They don't know the full mystery. Now I'm gonna let a few videos play, just a little bit, and I'm gonna pull some precepts. Because I was watching this when I was with some of my family members. And I knew they were gonna say something about some scriptures or something. I didn't know exactly what. And then he just happened to say this right here. So let's play.
The Bible tells us to everything there's a season, a time to build, a time to reap and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America.
Hey, and see, pause that right now. I ain't gotta play that more. Our people, they cheering and happy and all this other bullshit. People forgot what the fuck happened this year or something. Like, people got amnesia or something. Go to this. That's how the scriptures say, man. How long these simple ones we love simplicity. People love this simple ass way of living. Shit simple as hell. And our people scared to be rulers, scared to be on top. When they had these damn devils over us. Now I'm gonna go to where he was reading. That's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 1 and go on down. That says, to everything there's a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. Hey, this place ain't at the time of healing and building the fuck up. You see what's going on for real? You got all these countries across seas, they've been stocking up their arrows, also known as nuclear weapons. And who do you think they got it aimed at? But the media don't really post that like that. You have to really be paying attention to what's really going on. If you just pay attention to the little local, the little mainstream stuff they want to push out, to soothe you and have you all comfortable, then you ain't gonna know what the fuck going on. You listen to this bullshit and you're like, okay, yeah, stuff might can turn around or whatever. Man, the Most High had a due date for this place, man. And a lot of people, they really can't grasp that. And the elites, they even know that. That's why they want to go up to space, go on the space station, dig underground in bunkers and shit. They ain't got these bunkers and stuff for no reason, man. They want to go underwater and they underwater cities and shit. All this different stuff, man. Because they know what time it is. They have a puppet. They come tell you about healing and all this shit. That's funny, man. Anyway, let me read on some more. Verse 4 it says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Hey, we ain't in a time of no peace, man. If you look at the news, like I said, and watch the world news, not that bullshit they be pushing out. That directed, orchestrated news. I'm talking about that raw, uncut news. The news they show, they tell you, hey, this may be a little graphic before watching. There's war going on right now. That place over there, Azerbaijan, then you got these different militaries positioning their stuff. U.S. selling missiles to Taiwan. China ready to do something because they don't like that type of move. The stuff going on with Iran. And them Iranians, even though they ain't did nothing yet, it's already in their spirit to do something. And the Most High just gonna turn it up even more. Because that's how you get down. And then, another thing I want to say, a lot of people, they forgot the God that people always talk about, oh, I love God and all this other stuff. They must have forgot the characteristics of the Most High too. The same power that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, the same power that flooded the earth. Only left a certain amount of people alive. The same power that did all this stuff upon the earth. The time of Exodus. And they helped deliver our people using Moses. and splitting that sea and flooding the Pharaoh army. All these different accounts, man. It's all in the scriptures, and these elites, they know about it too. That's another reason why they got the Space Force, because they know what time it is. Why would they build a Space Force if it's a time of peace and healing? Come on now, that don't make sense. No. Let me go on some more. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reaching unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And another thing that made these elite so-called leaders know what's going on, because the terrorists been popping up more and more. Been popping up on the ISS feed. They can't even hide anymore. You got people standing in their backyards or riding down the highway or whatever and catching chariots, flying over fields, flying over mountaintops, flying over bodies of water, turning it into the news outlets. So whenever that pop up, man, in every kingdom, it was always a serious time. It wasn't no healing time. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 5. It says, for her sins are piled up to heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities. All the stuff that's placed on dead man from the time Columbus and them set their fucking red foot on this land all the way up until now. The Most High been keeping tabs on that. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. It says, then I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins or contract any of her plagues. And what it mean by come out of her, because you have some people that have the flee mindset. Yeah, some people actually go across seas and flee. Go to another country, go to another island or whatever. But when it's saying come out of her, it's saying come out of her spiritually. Like, stop partaking in all the stuff that go on in this society. People still want to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all these different ways that these heathens set up instead of returning to the ways that we actually supposed to be doing. That's what I mean by come out of her. Because you can go, you can flee anywhere in the world. The Most High want to get you, he going to get you. Let me get that scripture real quick. It's in the book of Amos, chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 18. Let me pull this up. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear meadow. So you can just imagine, just say you pack up all your shit and get your family and be like, you know what? We finna go cross seas over here to Nigeria or something. Or we finna go over here to Chile or something like that. And you go down there and a fucking pack of wolves come get your ass. So either way, whatever judgment is supposed to take place over here, the Most High wants some judgment to get you. He'll get you in another region of the world. Let me read on some more. It says, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Your head might say, you know what, I'm finna go move up to Canada in the middle of the woods. Fucking damn pack of wolves run off in your shit. A snake, some type of poisonous snake, slither up in your house while you're in there asleep. So either way it go, man. That's why that scripture was talking about in the book of Jeremiah. It's talking about coming out of this place spiritually. So you have that mind frame, getting yourself prepared before it's really about to take place. And ultimately getting yourself prepared not to take that RFID chip. Because there was a video made a while ago, and they was asking this guy, would he sign off on some type of document saying that people have to actually be chipped? And would he be willing to do it? And this devil with it. All them devils is with it. They was trying to push it before, but people weren't biting on it. Now it's becoming more and more popular because you have people using their credit cards the Apple Pay and all the other little shit, Google Wallet, all this different stuff. So when they actually present this and make it look a little more appeasing to the eye, and then people on hard times or whatever the scenario may be, more and more people gonna be willing to get it. Now, let me post some more presets after this video, but because you had the one video, the guy Trump was holding up the Bible outside the church. And he was speaking on that. Let me skip past this.
Hike is far away.
Protesters dispersed in order for a president. The president, from the doorstep of the people's house, the White House, using tear gas and flash grenades in order to stage a photo op. A photo op. One of the most historic churches in the country, or at least in Washington, D.C. We can be forgiven for believing the president's more interested in power than in principle. More interested in serving the passions of his base than the needs of the people in his care. For that's what the presidency is. The duty to care. To care for all of us. Not just those who vote for us, but all of us. Not just our donors, but all of us. The president held up the Bible at St. John's Church yesterday. I just wish he opened it once in a while, instead of brandishing it. If he opened it, he could have learned something. They're all called to love one another as we love ourselves. It's really hard work, but it's the work of America. Donald Trump is interested in doing that work.
Hey, and neither is him. He's an Edomite too. You let him get up there and fool you with that little sweet talk if you want. Let me pull this scripture real quick. It's in the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. It says, let's scroll down to the right one. It said, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So, hey, me and some young boys was talking about this, man. They even see through this shit. You got one devil, Trump, getting on there and showing who he really is, and you got this one sneaky devil talking all sweet and soft and shit. That's the same type of tone the Edomites had when they came on the Mayflower, the Nina and the Pinta and shit, and came over here and was doing that Thanksgiving shit. And whenever the men go out to go hunting, they'll go back to the village and rape the women and take the kids and do whatever with the kids or whatever and burn up the village. So when the men get back, everybody dead. All type of stuff, man. The list goes on. I can go on and on. Like I said, I want to make this video kind of short. I want to make this too long. But hey, man, stay alert, man. Don't fall for the okie doke. You know, a lot of people are going to fall for the okie doke, but the ones that actually be paying attention and be seeking some type of information, man, don't fall for this bullshit. And the elect ain't going to fall for it anyway. Yeah, let me pull another preset real quick. The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7, it says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but he will reveal his secret unto his servants, the prophets, and the secrets is knowing what's actually going to take place before they take place. And also what's going to happen to these Edomites. What's their judgment going to be? Because our people going to get judged too, but their judgment going to be way more harsh. You know, our people, they want to still partake in this place. Talking about the next 10 years, 20 years, and all that bullshit, man. They don't want to be on top. They don't want to rule. They don't want to see the kingdom come quick. I was sitting around some family members, and I was so vexed. I had to leave. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And that's another thing, too, man. A lot of your family members and stuff like that, If you into this and you're really into these scriptures or whatever you into, if you so-called be a truther or whatever, they're gonna turn your ass in, man. So hey, you gotta be careful of who you really be going around and hanging out with like that, and who you really think you can trust, and who you really sharing certain information with. Does it say that in the scriptures? Let me pull that. It's in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. I'm gonna read on there. No, better yet, I'm gonna start at verse 6. I was gonna start at verse 9, but I'm gonna start at verse 6 and read on down. See, this is how you know what time it is. All that other hill time bullshit, hey, that ain't what it's talking about when you read these scriptures. These give us an outline on how to see what's really happening. If you got eyes to see and ears to hear. Now, verse 6 it says, and you should hear wars and rumors of wars. You hear that going on. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. You see that going on if you've been watching the news. Kingdom against kingdom, that's been going on. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. This past week, it's been like a 7.0 and up earthquake in at least 3 or 4 different places. Just this past week. Pestilences, they talking about sicknesses and all type of viruses and all type of other different stuff. That shows you what time it is. Verse 8, it says, all these things are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, it says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And what name do people hate the most? And you bring out that name, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah. And I remember bringing this up a while ago when I was speaking to this lady about it. And she was trying to go back and forth with me about, oh, you can call whatever name you want to call on. The name don't matter and all that. But why would people hate you and want to kill you for a certain name? It got to be something behind that. And it mentioned that in the Apocrypha. There's power in the Hebrew tongue. Speaking in English or Spanish or whatever, the same type of power in it. But speaking in the Hebrew tongue, there's something about it, man. It's something to get people either riled up or happy or filled with joy. Now, verse 10 it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what's going to happen. You got to worry about your family, your friends, your woman, whoever, co-workers. They'll turn on your ass. Them Edomites come to them, and they be like, hey, man, look, we're going to put your family members to death, or we're going to lock you up. If you don't tell us about that one person that be into them scriptures and stuff like that, what you think they going to do? These niggas be ratting on niggas on the street. Like, what you think they going to do about something like that? Now, verse 13 it says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. And that's what time it is, man. So I ain't gonna go on too much longer. I just want to bring this up. Lord's willing, this is edifying. Call on Yahweh Shem. Shalom to the alert. Stay alert.